In the quiet suburbs of Maryland, a family tragedy unfolded, sending shockwaves through the community. The serene streets and peaceful homes masked the dark events that were about to come to light. Candace Craig stood accused of a horrific crime, the murder and dismemberment of her own mother, Margaret Craig. The trial was a grim spectacle, drawing the attention of both local and national media. After weeks of testimony and harrowing evidence, the jury reached a verdict: guilty. The evidence presented was overwhelming, painting a chilling picture of the events that transpired. The courtroom fell silent as the weight of the verdict sunk in. Faces were etched with a mix of relief and sorrow, reflecting the gravity of the situation. Candace and Margaret's relationship had always been complex. Their bond, once filled with love, had deteriorated over the years, becoming a source of tension and conflict. Neighbors often described their interactions as strained, with arguments erupting frequently. The once quiet home had become a battleground, with shouting matches that could be heard through the walls. Behind closed doors, a darker story was unfolding. The facade of normalcy hid a tumultuous relationship marred by resentment and anger. Candace, burdened by financial woes, saw her mother not as family, but as a means to an end. The mounting debts and financial pressures pushed her to a breaking point, leading to the unthinkable act that shocked everyone who knew them. The prosecution's case hinged on the chilling testimony of Salia Hardy, Candace's own daughter. Her words would become the cornerstone of the trial, revealing the dark secrets that lay hidden within their family. Salia, a key witness, provided a disturbing account of the events that unfolded in the days following Margaret's disappearance. Her testimony was not just a recounting of facts, but a harrowing journey through the emotional turmoil she experienced. She recounted how her mother, Candace, had confessed to the murder. The confession was not just a moment of revelation, but a turning point that shattered Salia's perception of her mother forever. Salia detailed how she had been enlisted by Candace to help dispose of Margaret's remains. The gruesome task was a burden that weighed heavily on her conscience, a secret she had been forced to carry. The prosecution argued that Candace had coerced her daughter into becoming an unwilling accomplice. They painted a picture of a manipulative mother who exploited her daughter's loyalty and love. Salia's testimony, raw and emotional, painted a grim picture of a family torn apart by violence and deceit. Her words echoed through the courtroom, leaving an indelible mark on everyone present, a stark reminder of the human cost of such heinous acts. The prosecution presented a compelling motive for the gruesome crime: financial gain. Candace, they argued, was driven by desperation and greed. She had been stealing from her mother for years, racking up credit card debt in Margaret's name. Margaret, they claimed, had finally confronted Candace about the theft, threatening to expose her. This confrontation, the prosecution argued, was the catalyst for the murder. Candace, they alleged, killed her mother to silence her and maintain access to her finances. Section 4. A gruesome discovery. The details of Margaret's murder, as they unfolded in court, were nothing short of horrific. The prosecution presented forensic evidence that revealed the brutality of the crime. Margaret had been dismembered, her body parts found scattered in various locations. Some remains were discovered in trash bags, while others had been burned on a grill in a desperate attempt to conceal the crime. The prosecution argued that the method of disposal pointed to the calculated and callous nature of the murder. Section 5. Justice and its aftermath. The courtroom, a place where justice is served, stands as a symbol of society's attempt to maintain order and fairness. Candace Craig was found guilty and now awaits sentencing, facing a potential life sentence for her crimes. The courtroom was filled with tension as the verdict was read, a moment that will forever be etched in the memories of those present. Her daughter, Salia Hardy, was also charged, but accepted a plea deal in exchange for her testimony. Salia's decision to testify against her mother was a difficult one, but it was a step towards seeking redemption and justice. She will serve probation and continue to live with the weight of her involvement in this tragedy. The path to healing for Salia is long and fraught with emotional turmoil as she grapples with the consequences of her actions. The impact of this case extends far beyond the courtroom. The media frenzy and public scrutiny have added another layer of complexity to an already tragic situation. The family, once close-knit, is now fractured. The bonds that once held them together have been strained to the breaking point, leaving a void that may never be filled. Candace's remaining children are left to grapple with the horrifying actions of their mother. They face an uncertain future, filled with questions and a deep sense of loss. This case serves as a stark reminder of the dark side of human nature and the devastating consequences of greed and violence within families. It is a cautionary tale that underscores the importance of compassion, understanding, and the pursuit of justice.